3, 2, 1.
Hello, welcome to Sky and Earth Watch Severe Weather Alert. Let's start out tonight by looking at the weather for the last 2 hours over the United States. This should be a loop from the last 2 hours until right now. Basically, we have, let's take a look at the east first, and we'll get down to Florida. But right now up here, Vermont, Maine, have a little line rolling through right there. Basically from northern Canada border all the way through Vermont, New Hampshire, down to Connecticut. Let's take a look down the coast here. Looks pretty clear. Let's take a look at Florida. This one's kind of weird. It's right on the tippy toe of Florida there, and it's kind of moving in the opposite direction, I think, than what I would expect it to. But I guess I haven't really looked at a lot of stuff down there lately. But a lot of electricity there. Pretty highly charged storm with some reds in it, which are the most severe thunderstorm activity. Let's zoom out and go back up here to Georgia, or actually Alabama. A little bit getting into Georgia there. This almost looks like it could be kind of a circular spinner. Let's let the radar play or the animation play and see what it looks like. And it does look a little bit maybe spinning. It's kind of hard to tell with this, but it looks like it's kind of dispersing. Zooming out a little further north there, we've got Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, you're up again, Missouri. This whole area, once again, getting some significant electrical storms in there. Illinois, Riverside, Illinois, flooding. Wait, is that smoke or is that a storm? Let's see what else is going on. Taking a look down at Texas. Moving through Dallas there into Louisiana and maybe towards Arkansas. This area down here of the southern tip of Texas, still getting severe storms. They've been hit pretty hard for almost a week now, since the weekend. Zoom out here over to New Mexico. They've been Albuquerque's getting the rare electrical thunderstorm, and that's rolling out in towards Amarillo. Clovis, Portales. And then we have a big line up here, which is kind of, again, moving in a kind of weird direction with the way we've been having the winds usually are coming down from Canada this way. But this storm is kind of spreading out this way, that way, kind of in a big, like that. So that's kind of interesting. But that's a major system, obviously, covering a huge area of the United States, from all the way over here from North Carolina up to through Oregon, through Washington, up to Vancouver, Canada, going all the way through Ohio or Idaho, Montana, down to Wyoming, and even down to Colorado a little bit, and some of it's even covering a little bit of Nevada and Utah there. So that's a huge area to be under storm all at once. Pretty large storm, I would say. A few pockets of red. I guess probably the worst of it's going to be where these reds are. So this is coming into South Dakota now, and going across the corner of Nebraska. This is headed towards North Dakota, rolling through Gillette and Sheridan. That looks like it could have some significant damage reports tomorrow. Great Falls, Montana, Missoula, and let's see, where else is there the reds? Yakima, Washington, Portland, Oregon. So that's kind of what's going on right now. I would like to check the temperatures in that area and see if they've warmed up at all or what they're doing real quick. So this is what the temps look like, and they really have warmed up compared to what I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing some blues over here in the mountain states where that big storm is. Still not as reddish as the other states, and there is actually some kind of cooler greenish color there. So still a little cool over there, I guess. I don't know how that's contributing to the thunderstorm, the electrical activity there, but I'm sure it has some effect. Zooming out, you can see up here in the north up here, pretty cool, pretty cold. This area over here in Canada, where this green is right here, that's where we have been getting a lot of cold air coming down here into the mountains. It looks like that's warming up now, so that might be good. But not so good for the ski areas that have been staying in business all spring, even up until now. Snowpack I heard one statistic today, snowpack at 4,000% of what it usually is in Colorado mountains. So with such a large part of the United States constantly, seemingly lately, under thunderstorms, let's take a look at the cloud cover. So this is showing what it's reporting as current cloud cover for the United States. You can see pretty much that entire west coast, except for Southern California and Western Arizona over here, are covered pretty much. A little bit of Utah, a little clear space in here from North Dakota down to Texas, and then a lot of cloud coverage over here. So one thing I've been interested in lately is kind of seeing how much of the Earth has been getting covered in cloud coverage, because I really think that's going to affect temperatures. And now with Quake volcano, which is right, let's see, I think it's blown up right over here somewhere near Russia, shooting ash pretty high, and another one today blew up, I think in the Indonesian islands. And that one was they were reporting the ash was going up to 66,000 feet, which is pretty high. So once that gets in the upper atmosphere, those particles, and they start spreading out, it'll be interesting to see if we have more cloud coverage or not. So let's look at a quick forecast for the next couple days, or hours or days, and then we'll get to the real reason we're here for the. So here we're looking at Wednesday at 2200 hours. So basically that's let's go back to 7 o'clock. We can see there's kind of some of the storms we saw with that half circle over here and down into New Mexico. This looks a little more severe than what we saw with the reds, but Chicago area doesn't look as bad as what we saw on the other radar. So all these different radars show a little different depending on many different factors. So let's go forward here, moving into the overnight. This is what this computer model is guessing it's going to look like, and it looks like we have this kind of spread. We thought this was spreading out this way, but it looks like it's coming more this way too, right on track for like Wisconsin there. So 4 a.m. Let's see what they think is going to happen then. So this is South Dakota now, if it pops back up. Waiting for it to load here. Maybe it's not going to. Okay, there it is. I guess I have to zoom out to there to see it. So this red in the middle, right in the center, is South Dakota, and it looks like that's trailing down into Illinois. So Illinois, if this prediction is right, then Illinois will be getting some more. 7 a.m. Thursday, 10 a.m. Thursday, we got Florida off the map there. We better pull that up. So this is tomorrow, 10 a.m. That looks pretty serious red area there. But as we zoom, it changes, so it's hard to know until you're there, I guess. Thursday, 1 p.m., big blob down there from Indiana, Ohio, all the way down to Texas again. Let's go Thursday night, 7 p.m. Minnesota, Wisconsin, Washington, Idaho, Montana, all the way up here. So that's a little future forecast. Let's look at severe weather alerts and earthquakes. So with the recent uptick in serious volcanic explosions, I kind of want to keep an eye on earthquake activity too. You can see over here where Quake volcano was, they're having some serious earthquakes as well. 4.6. So the way that these earthquake symbols work is red is obviously the worst. Red, you're dead. It's always red. It's usually like that, right? Red is usually the alert. These light greens, these will be a lot more mild. Magnitude 1.0, magnitude 2.5. And then the yellows, that's in the middle. So I guess it's kind of like a traffic light, green, yellow, and red. Magnitude 2.5. So these are all the earthquakes in the past 24 hours. And you can see Oklahoma's having a little excitement there. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 around there in the past day. No surprise over here with California. These are a little interesting. I didn't, just been seeing these lately. I wasn't aware that they had these up here by Montana and Idaho, or over here either. So this is Utah near Logan, and then up here Idaho near Georgetown, I guess. Afton, Wyoming. So don't want to freak anyone out. Well, kind of like to do that, but let's keep looking at earthquake frequency. Let's see how many we've had in the past week. So now we're looking at the past week here, reported earthquakes. And wow, down here they're really getting a lot. Dominican Republic. Some reds down here. Central America. And then you can see Oklahoma really has been popping like popcorn for the past week. Even when up here in Kansas, I don't see. Oh yeah, there's the one that happened right off the Mississippi. It looks like there were about 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 maybe tiny ones. And then you look over here, wow, like there's a lot of earthquakes. Here's the earthquakes that happened off the coast of Oregon the day that Rick volcano went off. And then they got some reds in there, and then another red down here. And all of these, wow, hundreds and hundreds, it appears to be. So in Alaska, wow. So you can kind of see, you know, where they happen. Kind of around that. Well, I guess, I don't know if they do happen in the middle of the Pacific. I guess there's some right there. Hawaii, wow. How would you like to be on a shaking island? I guess we all kind of are, but... Alright, so now let's go out even further and look at all the earthquakes for the past month. And there we go, that's quite a few. So, starting out down here, kind of, you know, Central America, they're getting a lot of reds. Now this is the past month, so... down here in Texas, they had a few. Oklahoma's had quite a few, wow. They're really popping off, I didn't know that they had that many. Tennessee, a couple over here, a little popcorn. There's the one in Ohio that happened that shook the traffic cams up here. And wow, look at all these. I mean, you couldn't even, every inch of those states is pretty much covered. So let's zoom out and look around the Alaska. Wow, all the way out there. So that's a lot of quakes. All right. And we're just going to roll through these pretty quick because I try to keep these short. So starting over here on the East Coast, Boston, that's probably has to do with water. Special weather statement. Up here in New Hampshire, severe thunderstorm warning. Albany, looks like a little flooding happening near Albany, but north of Pittsfield. Flash flood warning. I guess we better check this Boston special weather statement real quick and see what it has to say. Okay, looks like it's for dense fog. Okay, down here, Philadelphia, Atlantic City, Washington, D.C., they're having air quality alerts there. Off the coast of Florida here, marine weather statements. Montgomery, Alabama, airport weather warning. Birmingham, Alabama, significant weather advisory. Jackson, Memphis, Tennessee, significant weather. I'm sure those are thunderstorms. Over here by Nashville, significant weather. And then, you know, all these greens here, that's still all river flooding in areas of flood warnings, flood watches, and flood advisories. Louisville, Kentucky, air quality alert. Cincinnati, Ohio, air quality. Indianapolis. I hate to say it, but air quality alerts, you know, it's kind of like a relief when you click on it, and that's what it is, because, I mean, not that that means anything good, but it's, you know, better than a tornado, I think. Air quality, South Bend, air quality. Special marine warning. I wonder what's going on with all the air quality alerts. Right now they're getting a thunderstorm right here in this area near Chicago. But North Webster, Indiana, let's see what's going on with this air quality alert. Okay, I tried to look it up and it didn't say anything other than air quality alert, so I'm not going to pursue it anymore. Could be, I don't know, maybe, you know, it could be pollen, could be smoke in the sky. I don't know. I don't think it would be smoke, but all right, let's look at this. This is going orange area from Nebraska up to South Dakota, into Wyoming, and all the way into Montana. Severe thunderstorm watches, flash flood warning in that area. These are going to be the same, flash flooding and severe thunderstorm watches and special weather statements. Coming over here into Oregon and Washington, orange severe thunderstorm watch, blue red flag warning, dry and windy, significant weather advisory, and even some flood advisories. Portland flooding a little bit there. Earthquake up here. These are pretty recent earthquake reports, I guess. Reno still having its probably lake wind advisories with a little bit of flooding. Up here in Winnemucca, red flag warning and red flag warning. Okay. I think sometimes these get on top of the other ones and then you can't read them. You can't read through them. Flagstaff, red flag warning. Backside of Colorado, red flag warning. Utah, red flag warning. Let's see what's going on in Salt Lake City here. Airport weather warning. So that pretty much covers it. Still having the river flooding in the middle of the country ongoing. And there's so much more I'd like to talk about and cover, but these things would just get way too long. We didn't check Hawaii's got something going on and Alaska's got something going on. Could be some flooding here. Flash flood watch, Honolulu, Hawaii. That's not Honolulu, but that's issued out of the office of Honolulu. So, okay, thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great, safe day. I hope you're getting prepared to be able to thrive, survive, alive in any kind of weather, any kind of climate changes. And I hope you're staying aware and communicating with others. And I know I need all the help I can get.